هوجورتس ليجاسي قبل ما افتح بث تقريبا فترة، لعبت ممكن مدة ساعة، لكن ان شاء الله نقدر اخلصها كلها. طبعا صح لاعب اسمه كريستيانو رونالدو. حاولت اسوي هاري بوتر بس يعني هجت في النهاية. افضل شيء ان البيبان تحس واقعية يعني وقت الفتح. هذا ايش؟ يلا دقيقة حضور الصف في الدفاع ضد الظلم. خلونا نشوف ايش تفاصيل مهمة. تظهر خريطة الدرين الميداني لمصاف الأستاذة هيكت في القسم السفلي من جناح علم الفلك. قد أضيع في هذه القلعة لقد أحتاج لاستخدام البوصلة المسحورة في درين الميداني لمساعدتي في العثور على الطريق. حلو. صح اللعبة كلها حوارات كلها.
Is that all you've got?
Levioso! Professor Hecat! Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces on your own time. I get new students every year, but I only have one Hebridean black skull. It was a token from the Great Poacher Raid of 1878. No doubt you've heard of it. Now, you may be asking yourself how an old woman like me single-handedly took out the largest poacher ring in eastern Wales and lived to boast about it. Knowledge. To the wise, age matters very little. Today we will review a spell that has saved me from death at the hands of dark wizards more times than I care to remember. Levioso.
Levioso? A levitation charm?
Levioso! A surprised opponent is a weak opponent. Care to defend yourself, Master Pruitt? No? One thing I've learned as an unspeakable is the value of simplicity, especially in the heat of battle. Now, let's practice what we've just learned, starting with something small.
اوكي خلونا نبدأ. ليفيوسو.
Levioso.
Now, let's try something a little larger. Let us begin with the basic cast.
طيب
See how the dummy deflected your cast? This time, cast Levioso first, then the basic cast. Remember, a surprised opponent is a weak opponent. Levioso! Now, the basic cast. Well done.
حلو. صار في مهارات حلو.
Very good. But the best way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with you two. Duelists, take your marks.
Time for a proper Hogwarts welcome.
Now, I want a fair duel, using only Levioso, basic cast, and Protego. You may begin.
طيب
This should be easy. Levioso, this can't be your first duel. Let's just say I'm a quick...
I do enjoy lively duels.
خلاص استقدنا.
Use the basic cast when your opponent's guard is down.
والله استقدت.
Not bad.
الحين بيجي حارشني.
You give as good as you get.
إيه هذا عرفت اللي تنمر الكاميرا.
I put you on the spot and you rose to the challenge. Points to Gryffindor.
Thank you, Professor Hecat. Glad to have the opportunity to practice.
If what I've seen today is any indication, we can expect great things from you. I demand excellence from my students. They are capable of achieving it, and they must achieve it. A classroom duel is one thing, but battling dark wizards, or as ever more likely, goblins, is a different kettle of Grindylows entirely.
Understood, Professor.
So, I'd advise you to keep practicing whenever you can. Perhaps Mr. Sallow will have some ideas for you. Again, well done today. I shall reach out soon with additional assignments. All right. That's enough spectacle for one day. Class is dismissed.
طيب. تحدث مع
Nice work.
سيباستيان. هذا اللي صفقته. سيباستيان السابق خلينا نشوف. نسى ذيك سيباستيان. اوكي.
I enjoyed that.
Well, that duel was quite something. Everyone will be talking about it.
It was certainly good practice.
Practice? It felt more like I was dueling an expert. Sebastian Sallow, by the way. Didn't expect a new student to be so deft with a wand. Then again, perhaps this wasn't your first duel.
In fact, it was. Perhaps I have a knack for it.
Be coy if you like, but I know better. Magic requires intention and talent. You know, you might be a perfect fit for a certain exclusive, unsanctioned dueling organization.
Unsanctioned? I don't know. School rules are in place for a reason.
Yes, to keep students in the dark. So many things we're deemed unprepared to know. If you want to get the most out of your time at Hogwarts, you're going to need to break the rules now and then. Whether it's joining a secret dueling club, or sneaking into the restricted section of the library, you just have to be clever enough not to get caught.
Thank you, Sebastian. I'll keep that in mind.
Good. Pleasure chatting with you. I'm sure I'll see you soon. Perhaps somewhere unsanctioned? We'll see if your performance today was sheer luck, or actual skill. Look for Luke and Brattleby near the clock tower entrance. If you're interested. Till next time.
حلو. حلو هذا التروفي نشوف. يجب حضور الحصة الأولى. اذهب إلى التعويذات. تعويذات فوق. والله ركضة غريبة. أقدر أتسلق؟ أوكي لا. اذهب إلى التعويذات. أحلى شيء بالخريطة إنها اللي تطرح بالضبط. ريبيليو. والله كيف قد نفضل.
Professor Ronan tends to go on a bit. We sometimes have to remind him to finish the lesson.
Some of us don't necessarily want him to get back to the lesson.
Revelio.
Noticed the scuff on his shoe the other day. I would not take another step until a house elf polished it away.
That light is behind me.
Here, behind you. There is an open seat here.
لا تسايوناي هذه أحسبها كورية ولا
Hello,
يابانية من
I am
اسمها.
Nettie. So you are the new
لا
student.
تسايوناي.
Have you met
Nettie,
Professor
okay.
Ronan yet?
Shall we begin? Welcome to year 5 of charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work. But I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge. Right, now, everyone, please open your textbooks to page 517. But before we begin, can anyone here tell me the difference between the incantations of the color change and growth charms? Anyone? Anyone? I am afraid it is... My, the summer months must have really taken a toll on you all. By the looks of it, you all spent your holidays practicing Obliviate on one another. Do you even remember how to perform a basic summoning charm? Well, it seems that we are in dire need of review. Everyone get into pairs and take positions on opposite sides of the classroom. Now let's put those textbooks to use as the blunt objects you so believe they are, and take turns summoning them out of one another's hands. Only one book will be needed per partnership, Miss Dale. Thank you. Get into place now.
كل اثنين مع بعض هذا اللي فهمته. أكيو. أوكي. أعرف. يلا الحين فتحت الموضوع. أكيو.
That is not bad.
You are a swift learner. I see a lot of potential, but remember, potential is nothing without practice. Keep at it. You might just rival Miss Onai here. Very good, everyone. That's enough of that. Well, as you all seem to have the basics down, and it is an exceptionally lovely day, I was thinking that we might have ourselves a little excursion outside for a spot of fresh air. After me.
سيكون الثقة بس after me.
I've always found that fun goes hand in hand with mastery, as I'm sure the Quidditch players amongst us would agree. So, what better than a bit of sport to put our prowess with the summoning charm to the test, right? So why don't we have our newest student start us off?
بيقول لي مهارة افتحها ما ادري ايش اضغط اكسر.
Very simply, cast Accio on one of the spheres and relinquish your charm at the last possible moment. Now, think of this like gobstones, if you will. But instead of throwing the marbles out, you are summoning them toward you. The trick is to pull the sphere as far as possible, but not a bit more, or it'll fall, yes?
Okay.
Accio, I could keep talking about. Excellent. Don't lose your composure.
Okay.
Very good. Stay focused. That's it! Not to worry. Very good. Points to Gryffindor. But there's certainly no sport in playing without some friendly competition. Miss Onai, would you care to give our new student a bit of a challenge? Come on up. You'll be the blues, just as before, and Miss Onai, you are playing red. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Let us see this.
اوكي واحد. Oh shit. صعبة.
Very good.
Accio.
تكفى وقف.
Splendid!
صعبة صعبة صعبة. تك وقف. الحمد لله ضمنت 50 ثانية. ايش خمسينات. الحمد لله 50.
A perfect score.
أخذ تروفي.
Let us make this a bit more interesting, shall we?
I think we are well past interesting at this
أو
point.
إذا فزت بهذه باخذ
I'll
تروفي.
say.
Enough chatter. Focus now. You will need it. This round settles it all.
Let us see this.
أخذ 30 الحمد لله.
There we go.
أوه شت. 50 50. الحمد لله.
Very good.
اختلف. على مرضى ب 50.
Be sharp.
50.
That is how it's done.
تكفى 50 تكفى 50. الحمد لله.
Nicely done.
خمسينتها نفس خمسينتها. إذا فزت هنا باخذ تروفي. حسب خبرتي المتواضعة في التروفيات أنا باخذ تروفي إذا فزت طبعا. طيب اصبر. لا 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 تكفى 50. الحمد لله 50. يلا تروفي تروفي تروفي. تروفي.
Natural.
اوكي ما اخذت تروفي. ايش ذا؟ والله انا فزت. والله يفترض
Very good, both of you. Well done.
الحين بتصور بالليل تقول لي اطلع قلت ايش؟
Class is dismissed. Gather your things on the way out.
Good game back there. I must admit, I think I underestimated you. Took me weeks to become proficient with Accio. Took weeks for me to get anything right when I transferred here. It gets easier, I promise.
Thank you, but I've been holding my own.
I appreciate your confidence. I transferred here from Wagadu just before my 4th year. My mother received an offer to teach divination here. Before I knew it, we had left Uganda and were halfway around the world at a new school in a new country.
Is Wagadu much bigger than Hogwarts?
Wagadu School of Magic is the largest wizarding school in the world. So yes, bigger than Hogwarts. But it never seemed intimidating or overwhelming to me.
Is Wagadu a castle like Hogwarts?
Its address is Mountains of the Moon. It is not so much a castle as a beautiful edifice. I remember the first time I saw it, the mist was so thick I could... And then it just materialized before me, this enormous...
This may seem an odd question, but is magic the same there as it is here?
Mostly, yes. But I did have to learn how to use a wand when I arrived here. Hardly anyone at Wagadu uses one.
Spells cast without a wand must be less powerful than those cast with a wand.
No, not at all. Wizarding magic cast without a wand is just as powerful. I find wandless magic to be much more instinctive. Not to mention quite convenient if one is without their wand. I must admit, however, that I am growing quite fond of using a wand. It seems very dramatic.
It's nice to learn about another wizarding school.
Thank you for asking. I do miss Wagadu, but I am glad to be here at Hogwarts. Ah, I think Professor Ronan wants to talk to you. Better not keep him waiting. Until next time.
Of course, you can use accurate humans.
A word, if you would.
So inclined.
You wanted to speak with me, Professor?
I did. I trust your first charms lesson lived up to expectation?
Well, an outdoor competition wasn't exactly the lesson I was expecting, sir.
What charm is there in the expected? You did well, managing to best as gifted a student as Miss Onai.
Thank you, Professor. I enjoyed the match.
Miss Onai is always a fierce competitor, though I sense that she is a bit distracted of late. Now, Professor Weasley has asked that your professors give you instruction outside of the ordinary curriculum. Expect to hear from me soon regarding a special assignment that I am preparing for you.
Hello there. You're the new student, aren't you?
Revelio.
صندوق في صندوق فوق تحت صندوق فوق اوكي شو اطلع
And then the werewolves joined the goblins in the uprising.
Werewolves, where were you? In the Goblin Rebellion of 1752.
And by the end of it, the Minister for Magic was Albert Boot.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, what
Revelio.
fun! I won't say my goodbyes. I shall cheer for the boy who says you're telling
I'm
lies.
not telling lies, Peeves. It was Albert Boot.
No, it wasn't. It was Basil Flack.
Ooh, fight! It's a bold attack. Was the Minister a boot or the Minister a flack?
Stop it, Peeves. You'll get us in trouble.
In trouble you will be, but you can't get Peeves a flag. She says it's a boot and he says it's a flack.
Peeves, enough. You'll get us all detention. And you're both wrong anyway. It was Hephaestus Gore.
It wasn't Boots and it wasn't
Revelio.
Black, but you're all in trouble with Professor Black.
وينه صور دقيقة ايه سوت لوصنا والله ما ادري
Revelio.
اوه في كثير لازم احركها دقيقة فهمت في علامة استفهامين اوكي حلو خلنا هنا خلاص يفترض يطلع حصان الحين
Revelio.
ريفيليو نشوف هذا ثابت اوه ما ادري
Leviosa.
والله بالصدفة على هذا ما في تروفي والله عيب والله بالصدفة سويتها أنا ما كنت أدري أخرت
Leviosa. Protego. Revelio.
أنا بطلع من هذه القلعة أبغى أطلع أتحرر أشوف حياتي اليوم فتحت لعبة
Simply because you had one.
شو أطلع من القلعة دي؟ فيها صافق في صندوق وين؟
Revelio.
فوق غالبا صندوق هنا صح. ثياب عندي ثياب واجد كثير. حلو وش الرقبة يا سيدي أظن لازم أشيل ذا عشان أقدر أحط أشياء ثانية. بيكي بلاندرز قفاز ماشي قدامه كذا عشان طيب لازم أفلي ذي كلها. نشوف كم واحد جاب البلاتينيوم. 80% جابوه. نشوف أصعب تروفي هذا كم جميع المجموعات. هذا غثيث. سويت جميع الوحوش. سويت على 8%. جلوس المستعرقين. طيب خلينا نروح نشوف المهمة. اوكي خلونا نستكشف شوي. نفس وينزداي.
Revelio.
Oh goodness, you need to practice a bit more, I think.
طيب مشاعري ولا حق توماس شيلبي. ركضة روديجر.
What about the room, Professor?
I was thinking the same thing, Deke. Perhaps you could help.
الجزء الأول مدري الثاني من هاري بوتر.
Oh, excuse, Deke.
Ah, there you are. I trust your first classes went well?
They did, Professor.
I heard as much from Professors Hecat and Ronan. Seems Professor Fig taught you quite a bit during your brief detour near... what was it you said? Some ruins? I'd wager there's a good deal more to your travels here than what you've told me. Isn't there?
Nothing more, Professor.
I see. Like trying to get a sonnet from a streeler. Regardless, you must continue to build upon what you've learned. In that regard, I've asked your professors to help hasten your progress with some extra assignments.
I'm not sure I have time for extra assignments, Professor.
You shall find the time. You'd be astonished to know just how much you don't know. In fact, Professor Ronan will meet you outside momentarily to assign your first one. Now, regarding the trip to Hogsmeade I mentioned earlier, we've arranged to replace the supplies lost on your way here, including seeds, potion recipes, and spellcrafts.
Thank you, Professor.
And Mr. Ollivander will connect you with the perfect wand. You've managed your classes well with a borrowed wand, but you'll find the magic you cast with your own wand to be far superior.
I'm eager to get to Hogsmeade.
Very well. I'd like you to make your first visit to the village with a classmate. Help you get your bearings. Perhaps Sebastian Sallow or Natsai Onai. I've noticed you spending time with them.
بختار سيباستيان عشان تصير مشاكل بينه وبينه.
I'd like to go with Sebastian.
Glad to hear it. Mr. Sallow is a capable young wizard, and his associates, including his right hand of sorts, Theophilus Harlow, if you can. Once you've finished Professor Ronan's assignment, your friend will meet you at the castle doors. No time to waste. The sooner you complete your work, the sooner you can enjoy a butterbeer at the Three Broomsticks.
اوكي ويسلي. يلا 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 دقيقة بس الأول. والله ما عندنا مشوار بس.
Ah, there you are.
You have a new spell to teach me, Professor.
Indeed I do, and an exceedingly useful one at that. The mending charm, Reparo. Fixes things right up, makes a broken object good as new in the blink of an eye.
It seems as if that might come in handy.
More frequently than one would imagine. As Professor Weasley mentioned, I am not the only one who will be teaching you spells outside of class in an effort to catch you up with your peers. A number of your professors have agreed to do so as well, but first, each shall ask that you complete a few preliminary tasks to hone your magic. I have arranged some for today. See them through and then report back to me. We will have you casting Reparo in no time.
Why must I first complete tasks to learn?
No lesson or lecture can compare to first-hand experience. Such experience is invaluable when...
Okay.
I'll start on the task right away, Professor.
نشوف دقيقة. اوكي انا لعبت الحين تقريبا ساعة ونص
This is the
تقريبا
right
في اللعبة.
area.
الى الان
wonder
ما
when the
شفت
flying
شيء
pages.
يشدني مرة في اللعبة. شوف جميع صفحات الطائرة بحقت شو اسمه.
Got it.
جست ذلك. اوكي.
A flying page must be around here somewhere. Brilliant.
ان شاء الله اني قريبا ابدا اطلع واسوي مغامرات.
I trust the preliminary.
I completed the assignments, Professor.
Marvelous. You clearly know your way around basic charms. Let us give the old mending charm a try then, shall we? Remember to be deliberate in your enunciation and movements. I want to see some vigor. Now, wand at the ready.
Yes, sir.
Remember, your wand is a conduit of your magic.
اوه نسيت. في بيرونة اصلاح يبا.
That's it. Very good. If you would like to practice mending something, have a go with that broken statue.
أخيرا الخروج.
It symbolized heartbreak. Perhaps a jilted lover thought it too accurate and lashed out.
أتوقع كل اللاعبين في هذه اللحظة اللي أنا فيها كانوا فرحانين وإنهم يتحركون. أخيرا الخروج.
Well, fancy meeting you here.
Hello, Sebastian.
Ah, my new charge. I'm told you're in dire need of supplies, and I'm to accompany you into Hogsmeade for them. Is this your first foray into the village?
It is. I haven't left the castle since I arrived.
Well, I shall endeavour to be the very best of guides, then. Hogsmeade's a charming little place. Self-contained, too. We should be able to find you everything that you need. Shall we? I was glad Professor Weasley asked me to join you today.
As am I. Thank you, by the way.
Of course. I'm the only one who's ever bested me in a duel. The way I see it, I'd be wise to keep an eye on you.
See? That's nice to hear.
I'm still surprised that a professor would entrust me with anything, given my detention record.
Spend a lot of time in detention, do you?
Just enough to keep me well-rounded.